Hey everyone, Andrew here from the Aussie Reds show, and today I really wanted to we haven't done a video, we haven't talked for ages, and I want this to be the very first video before going into the season. And guys, just quickly, if you notice there's a bit of an echo, I'm sorry, I've just moved into a brand new literal podcast building. I could probably set this up as a green screen, make it whatever I want, and deal with the audio and the echoing a little bit better further down the line. Guys, it's a new year, new me, new season, and I thought, well, time to get this channel cracking again. So, a lot's been happening with Liverpool this year, and I've been watching the news. I've been consuming incredibly large amounts of Liverpool content across various YouTube channels. I prefer podcasters and fans than like the traditional Sky News and TalkSport and wherever else, really. So for me, Liverpool's business this year is absolutely astonishing. The biggest transfer market that I've ever seen Liverpool deal in my 30-year following this football club. I've never seen anything like it, and it's astonishing. It's unprecedented, and there's a few reasons for that. The club is successful. The club is doing really well off the back of Jurgen Klopp. Let's also remember Diego Jota and his contribution to the football club, and our thoughts and prayers go with him, his family, and as a Christian, I pray that he's in a better part of the world than we are. Doesn't take away, obviously, the pain, doesn't take away what his family is going through, and you know, the guy. I love Jota. He was a player that to be fair, I did think we were probably going to sell, but there was Nunez, there's probably Diaz, and there was probably Chiesa, and I wasn't so sure what happened with Jota. When I saw the news, I was absolutely devastated. It felt like someone had punched me in the gut. Anyway, we'll have to kind of move forward, and the best thing we can do for Jota and his family is to keep remembering him, keep remembering the number 20, keep remembering, you know, everything we can sort of, you know, remember him and everything that he did. And I think he just was a good guy. You could just tell, like, you know, he was fantastic. Just a genuinely good human. My under 13s soccer in my local area, every time we sort of score goals, we do the Diego Jota, you know, gaming celebration. And it's very sad, and it's yeah, I think I was going to start this earlier, and then the Jota thing happened, and I just didn't really feel like really doing much and saying much, and I think now we're at a better situation for me and the channel to really kick this off now for this season. And yeah, so far I think Liverpool's done really well bringing in Verts. I mean, bringing in Kirkes, bringing in Frimpong. Obviously, losing Trent, we haven't really talked about it, and I think the reason why we haven't talked about losing Trent that much is because of all the signings that Liverpool have done. They've done them quickly. They've really filled the gaps well. For me, Hugo Ekitike is a wonderful signing. Personally, I would have preferred Rodrigo and Isaac and sell Diaz and Nunez. And I don't know, but selling Chiesa, I don't really know whether there's a whole lot of benefit to losing Chiesa, I mean, what are we going to get for him? 18 million? To me, I would keep him. I would love to keep Diaz, but Diaz wants to go, then he's got to go. And I think selling Nunez and Diaz should make way for Rodrigo and Isaac. I mean, that will cap off a tremendous. I mean, not just cap off a tremendous transfer market for Liverpool, but it would probably be one of the best in Premier League history. I still think we need a central defender, whether if Canade stays, I still think we need at least one. I'm unsure of Gomez, and we sold Kwanzaa. So I think we should definitely bring in one defender, central defender. If we sell Canade, then we would need two. So to me, there's still a lot of transfers in and out of this football club. And I hear the Arsenal fans and I've heard other fans complain about the PSR. Like, what you got to understand is we bought one player last season, Chiesa, and we won the Premier League. We didn't buy anybody. I don't even know if we've even spent all of the Coutinho money. I mean, we won the Premier League. The Champions League is huge money. We made it to the final of the Carling Cup. I mean, this club is going up and up. Under Klopp, we pretty much won every single trophy there was, and for us to compete in. And I don't know. I don't understand. How can anyone say, A, we're still selling players, B, we're making incredible large amounts of money from winning the Premier League, and C, we're still going to sell players. It's not like we're not selling anybody. And yes, I think our net spend is probably going to cap 350 million. I mean, it should. And then we're probably not going to buy any other players next season. I think the Liverpool way is now we spend really, really big, and then that's it. We just don't do that. We don't do it every season, but we'll spend big, and then the following season we probably won't spend hardly anything. And then we'll spend big again. And I think once Salah goes, then we'll spend big again. And so, that's what's going to happen. I don't think we're going to be spending this. We're not going to do this every season. We're going to do this. And next season, we'll probably, if we have to fill a gap in here and there, we'll do it. But that seems to be, FSG are like, you know what? That model won us the Premier League. So why would we change it? Why would we? FSG is not going to go back to. They're not going to go to be spending this. They're not going to do this every single transfer. We are season, so it's great. I think that a lot of the players. I mean, I'm assuming Harvey Elliott's probably going to go. I think Diaz is going to go. Nunez is going to go. I still think Chiesa is going to go. I don't want Chiesa to go, and I don't want Diaz to go, but I think that's what's going to happen. And obviously, our homegrown talent in England, I think we're going to be, if we sell Elliott and we've got rid of Kwanzaa, I think we're going to need to do something with our English talent. I really don't want us to sign Gordon. I just want us to sign Rodrigo and Isaac, and then move to maybe Guy from Crystal Palace for a central defender. You know who I've also liked as a winger? I really like Eze from Crystal Palace. I really like him. I think he would. I don't know why he's not really talked about. I would rather Eze over Gordon every day of the week. I think it would be an amazing transfer. You can imagine if we sell Elliott, we sell Diaz, and we bring in Rodrigo and Eze. I mean, to me, I would probably go one step further and say I would rather Eze over Ekitike. And the reason for that is because Eze's done it. He's proven he can do it at Crystal Palace. Imagine with Wirtz and McAllister, with those passes and sort of vision for it'd be amazing. I would love if Liverpool went out and got Eze, not Gordon. I think at the moment, I I just want us to get Rodrigo and Isak. Isak is still very much on the table. I think that Newcastle probably shouldn't have been so stubborn. Now Isak is saying that he wants to move on. I don't think Newcastle should have been that stubborn, and I think that yes, it was in their right to do it. But I don't know if they probably. I mean, what is the next step? He's going to hand in a transfer request. He's not on the tour. He's going, and so it just depends upon where at this point. And the question is, does Liverpool have the money? Well, I definitely feel like they're going to have to. I do think they've got the money. But I definitely feel like they're going to have to. They will ship off Nunez. They will ship off Diaz. I think those two it's just a matter of time. I think Liverpool really has to go for Isak. Now is the opportunity. They just got to go for it. And now we brought in Ekitike. Rodrigo is probably in doubt. So, if you're choosing Isak or Rodrigo, you probably got to go for Isak. Even if, because the Liverpool might be like, well, we have Ekitike, we've got Gakpo, we don't feel like we really need to push it. But then if you look at Salah, you've only got Chiesa back and Salah up. And then if you get rid of Chiesa, well, what then? You got to get some wingers in. And so, to me, I would, at this point, if we're able to bring in, I know I just said I would keep Chiesa, but if it's guaranteed that selling Chiesa, Diaz, and Nunez means we're bringing in Rodrigo and Isak, I would do it because Nayoni and that Egamola guy, I can't remember his name, they are tremendous backup for the team. So if it means losing those three to bring in Rodrigo and Isak, you have to do that. Liverpool Football Club, you have to do that. So, then it just becomes how much money can the club recoup to then bring in those two players, which are, I think, would give us every possible chance at winning every single trophy at this point. I can't see why we couldn't win the treble, why we couldn't win the FA Cup, why we couldn't win the Premier League and the Champions League. And may even have a possibility, if we can bring in Rodrigo and Isak and Guy, I can't see why at this point we couldn't do the quadruple. Which club would be better than us at that point? Really? You would, if Liverpool was to play after those players and we played Real Madrid, would you put a big bet on Liverpool losing that game? Not me. I think if we sign Rodrigo and Isak and bring in a central defender like Guy, I think we would be the best team in the world. If we brought in Eze, it would be for sure. We're the best team in the world. But I think Eze, Rodrigo, Isak is probably too much, and they probably won't do it. It just seems like it's just a little bit too far. But Rodrigo and Isak, let me know in the comments. If I had to choose between Rodrigo and Isak or Isak and Ekitike, I'm going for Rodrigo and Isak and Guy, and not have signed Ekitike. So Liverpool signing Ekitike, they've been looking at him since January. So was that something they kind of planned before, obviously, the Jota situation, losing Jota and losing Diaz and losing Nunez? I don't know. I really don't know sort of how that all changes everything. I don't want to say anyone replaces Jota in the situation, but that particular position in the squad is available. And so that means that Liverpool kind of had to fill that position. As bad as that sounds and perhaps insensitive as that sounds, anyway, so assuming that they're going to then sell Diaz and Nunez, then you would have to sign a big forward like Isak, and you would have to sign a big player like Rodrigo and Isak. It just means whether we have the ability to get Eze and a central defender, one, keeping Canade. But good night. That makes us an incredibly powerful football club and really excited about the season. I mean, I've been very critical of Liverpool's transfer dealings, season after season. And I think what they did last season by going big, the season before going big with that whole transformation, and then basically telling Slot, no, we're not doing that every year. But prove to us that you can do what we give. Prove that you can get the results with the squad you've got. And then bang. And I think it looks like that's exactly how it's gone down. Liverpool has the Premier League. Winning the Premier League's brought in huge amounts of finances to the club. And I think now being in the Champions League is going to bring us huge finances in the club. And they know they want to go far in that. Whoever's doing the forecast for Liverpool going into this season, there is huge amounts of dollars now. And so they have to go big. It is the perfect time. And then the next season, we can still don't have to go in that big. And just basically, it may mean that the season after we do, so the 27-28 season, I would for sure say Salah will be gone. And then obviously what it looks like at that point. And then hopefully all the success that we built up, plus the money that we got in the forecast, we can just keep building the empire. I think that's what's going to happen, guys. I want to absolutely hear your thoughts, especially those Liverpool fans, exactly what you would do at this point. Every opportunity to win the quadruples at Liverpool's feet. We talked about the quadruple with a squad that is not going to be as strong as a squad with Rodrigo, Isaac, Ekitike, Salah in it. So, and Gakpo. So it's really, really interesting. I would want to hear your perspective and your opinions in the comments below, guys. It's been absolutely fantastic. And I'll definitely see you when there's more news to discuss in the next video. Have a great one.